Heidelberg Showtime. Turn ideas into profit.
We're going to now have a look, ladies and gentlemen, at yet another aspect, because in addition to the coating unit, of course, plenty of other equipment options do exist for the all-new Speedmaster CX 104. Flexibility can be configured, and that can be done in a tailor-made way. So now it's time for us to take a closer look at this range of options.
This machine is actually a true all-rounder. It's a very, very flexible platform and lots of options the customer can choose from. We've got an ink mist extraction, we've got an additional wash-up cycle, we've got auto protect. I actually think there's no comparable machine in this class. It will be a great pleasure for the customer and the operator to work on that machine.
Ink mist extraction.
This is an integrated ink mist extraction. Certain inks, like UV inks, tend to be heavily misting, and you don't want the ink mist in your press room. So we've designed this. We've got the inking unit encapsulated on this side. We've got air blowers on top of this, and they're sucking the air through a filtering mat, and you can see pigments here in here. So you've got less emissions, and you've got cleaner air in your press room, and you haven't got the ink mist on your machine as well.
Auto protect.
That's the new auto protect option. If you've got an inking unit that's not in use in production, you want to reduce the wear of your rollers. You need to apply roller protection fluid. With this option, it's fully automated. IntelliStart knows when to dose, when to redose, and also when to wash down because you're switching back to ink. So there's no operator action needed.
Additional washing cycle.
We've got an additional washing circuit in here, which allows us to switch between UV and conventional washing agent. And it's all done automatically because IntelliStart knows which washing agent is needed for which job.
Heidelberg Showtime. Turn ideas into profit.
And that is exactly how the new Speedmaster CX 104 configuration can be customized. Now, Florian, if we, theoretically spoken, have a look at the printing and coating units, how many of those in a row are actually possible? How many can we expect or get?
Well, I can say that the individual configurations are close to numberless, but we were able to build up in the CX class configurations up to 15 units. And if you're standing in front of such a machine that is maybe even elevated, I mean, that's just wow. It's more than 30 meters long, and it's just mind-blowing. Yeah.
Sounds very impressive.
Absolutely, yeah. But it doesn't necessarily need those complex configurations for special applications. For instance, so during our field test, we also talked with customers who are printing on self-adhesive labels, for instance, for toy manufacturers. And they are really looking for a stable process and to bring the quality to the label instead of chasing one speed record after another. However, I mean, we are now running with the Speedmaster CX 104 into the world, and we are very happy to see that more than 20% of our order intake is on those special machines with 8 units or more, and we even have our first 2 15-unit machines booked already. So that's, for us at Heidelberg, a strong proof of confidence and trust from our customers, and we are happy to fulfill this as well.
Definitely a very good sign and great news. Florian, now what you did before our show was you built together a Speedmaster CX 104, again, prior to the show. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. Let's have a closer look, and also let us know what the options are when it comes to finishing.
Yes, so we see in the picture a packaging special application configuration. This is a machine with 8 printing units and then followed by 4 additional units, so 2 coating units and 2 intermediate dryers. And in the second unit, you see on top mounted a foil star system, so for inline cold foil applications. And with this machine configuration alone, you have lots of varieties already. So we have some samples here. You see this cosmetic box. We see the cold foil application that can be applied full size to the cardboard or even partial. And we see different rip-off effects here at this box. In addition to this, you can also use the first unit for debossing, for instance. So that is a nice example that we are having here. before, that is debossed. But you don't necessarily also need 2 coating units. So this effect here is a drip-off effect that can be put into practice by a printing unit and a coating unit in addition. So all in one, that shows a bit the special applications that we are able to do. But to be honest, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Wow, only the tip of the iceberg. Let's go into further detail right now and talk about the type of configuration that is needed to process folding boxes like these. Thick substrate, thin substrate, how's it done?
Yeah, the beauty is that you don't necessarily need a certain configuration because the flexibility is already in the DNA of the machine. And this is also valued by our customer. So the feeder already brings a precise infeed of the sheet into the unit, and the patented air transfer system guides the sheet contactless through the printing press. And then it comes to the delivery where there's a perfect pile in the end. This is done for substrates from 0.03 millimeter thin up to 1 millimeter cardboards. However, if you want to utilize the capabilities of the machine even more, we offer certain packages in our portfolio, so to speak, the thin substrate package for thin substrates, or the cardboard package, or the foil package. And this makes it possible to customize the machine even more. But more important is that our experts are always at hand to support our customers with the special consumables and also the trainings for the special applications.
In addition to configuration and all we've just spoken of course, a key role is also operation, very important. And we're standing right here now at our screen. How is operation guided? How does it all work? And what is the basic idea, once again, behind the system? Yeah, the basic idea, and that is here in our Press Center XL3. I'm always excited to be here because there we see our push-to-stop philosophy put into practice. And push-to-stop means that we are automating routine work. And this is here, or can be seen here, in the 4 major parts. So we start with the job queue. So there's a seamless connection to our Prinect production manager, and the jobs are already loaded in the right sequence, so to speak. Based on the parameters, we minimize the overall changeover time because we want to use the time for printing, not for changeovers. Right. Yeah. So that's the foundation. And then once we are in the changeover process, the IntelliGuide shows the progress of the individual make-ready, and green shows an automated process is ongoing, while yellow says there's manual intervention needed. And you also recognize this from the color of the printing units. There's just one customer statement saying, hey, this is so cool. Thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely. And then we see the individual process in here, the different steps, and once they are all approved, we start with a fine make ready. And there comes another nice feature into action. This is our inline measurement system, Prinect Impress Control. And this controls and measures the color. And once we are in the good sheet range and all is precise in the color, Quality Assist automatically sets at the right point in time to good sheet production and not one sheet too late. And if that all is running autonomously, we have almost no user interaction. And this is what we say, reducing touch points, and talk about autonomous printing. That sounds great. Thank you so much, Florian, for this introduction and for all of the insight. Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks.